then the house, is that going through?
It is in escrow, it just takes time at this point.
So at this point, they're just starting to do the financing chase?
You know, the buyers were pre-approved and everything, and so, I did talk to, their representative at the bank, I want to say Monday, and she was submitting his, by the time we started escrow and then everybody got their part signed, I think Monday was when she was actually submitting them for all of their loan papers. So it is in process. We've asked for to expedite as much as possible, but we don't know how long it's going to take the bank either.
Okay. So hopefully that can close sometime this summer.
Oh, yeah, they are anticipating 30-day escrow.
Loans aren't closing that easy. Close that. Okay, then the welding, did we get notices out, or the students aware that that's going to be a RLP class? Or?
They're going to get notice this summer. We were making sure that everything was going to be okay, and RLP has that. They are going to give us everything, and they're going to give us the X-ray again, and the $20,000 to start the class. So we're actually going to start advertising for problem teacher.
Okay.
For 3 periods, 3 hours a day, and we're going to send something out to the kids at home.
Okay. Okay, let's do 2 things. Let's swing back then to oral communications, because we had somebody come with us. So if you'd like to say something in regards to an item that's not on the agenda.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for coming in late. I had a hard time deciding whether to come in or not. My name is Elsa Alvarez. I have a student that participated in the graduation ceremony at Brawley High School this past week during graduation. And the reason why I decided to come in was because my son got a call yesterday and was informed that he did not graduate, although he did walk through the graduation ceremony. He contacted me. He was devastated because he was told that he was not supposed to walk. He was short under his GPA. I was never informed of this as far as him not being able to actually graduate. At that point, yesterday, I contacted one of the counselors, and she informed me that yeah, he was correct, that he was not supposed to graduate, that he had to make up a class. And I asked her why wasn't I informed of it. She said that it slipped, it just went through the cracks, but that he had to get his class in, or otherwise he was not going to get his high school diploma. I understood. I talked to my son. I told him they must have been busy. This counselor went on maternity leave, and the replacement or whoever took the place, I guess did not go through with it. But he was not contacted. I was not contacted. And according to them, was that I guess they got the grades on Wednesday night, so that it was too late to inform him of the fact that he was not supposed to graduate on Thursday evening. So they allowed him to go ahead and graduate, walk, I should say. And I explained it to my son. He said, no, they're right. If I'm not supposed to, then I'll take the classes that I need to. And that, so we agreed he was going to go to summer class. He, upon himself, he came in. He was told just to show up to the summer class at 8 o'clock today in the morning and start the class. But yesterday, he took it upon himself to go talk to the counselors. And at that point, the counselors told him that he had to make up actually 2 classes, not 1, but 2. And they told him that he was not going to get a graduation, he's not going to get his high school diploma if he did not take these 2 courses. At which point he came back and he told me, now I'm being told that it's 2 classes I have to make up. I said, well, if that's what they're saying, let me go see what I can do today. I went in there and I spoke to the counselors again. It turns out, I guess, at the beginning there was a biology class back in his sophomore year that he didn't pass. And now they're saying that he was supposed to replace that class that he didn't take in his sophomore year. But during the time that I was talking to him today, it turns out that it wasn't just that. It was the fact that he had made up classes as well, and the classes were never taken off. The grades he made up were never taken off his chart, so that brought his GPA down. And I was told that they were going to go ahead and remove him at this point, but he's still coming out short 2 points. And that's okay with me. I mean, if he has to make up the classes, he has to make up the classes. What I was asking them is, why wasn't I informed of it? I know that I would call every week and find out how his GPA was doing. They would tell me the grades had not come in yet. And I am, as far as following the progress reports that we receive at home, I received those. He was doing fine at that point. But according to them, I guess the grades didn't come until Wednesday, and then Wednesday, that's when they actually found out that he wasn't supposed to pass. The other thing too is that had I not walked in there today, they wouldn't have found out, just by taking some time to look at his chart, that some of the grades that he had made up were still on there. They hadn't taken them off, and that was bringing his GPA down as well. So they went ahead and told me that they were going to go ahead and remove those grades, and that would bring his GPA up. Then I started to wonder how many more students are out there that did not get to walk, that probably still have grades there that they made up. I mean, as far as my son is concerned, okay, he was disappointed. He was a bit humiliated because, one, we were not informed of the fact that he wasn't supposed to graduate. And the other thing too is now he's having to go to summer school with other kids that for the reason that they told him ahead of time they didn't participate. My son participated through the walk. You know, for whatever reason he participated, but he wasn't supposed to participate through the walk of graduation. And I'm wondering how many more kids are out there that maybe they were pulled and didn't walk, you know, and their grades are still carrying grades that they made up already. And that's the reason why I'm here today. It's just they should be more careful. And I can't pinpoint it on one individual because according to what I was told is one counselor was told to monitor those people that were questionable people that would not pass, and that person dropped it. And then the counselor that was assigned, because the one who went on maternity leave didn't have the time to take care of the new group that was given to her, so she dropped it. And then, I mean, how can this happen? And this impacts the children. My son, I mean, I'm just going to remember when he grows up, you know, high school. High school is supposed to be a time that they remember in good memories. When they remember I graduated with my class. But he's going to remember, you know, I graduated, but I wasn't supposed to graduate. You know what? I wasn't supposed to obtain that ceremony like everybody else. And the fact that the memory that right now he's going through summer school, and they're telling him, oh my gosh, what happened to you? You know, you weren't supposed to graduate. But you're here, you're making it up. Why did they allow you to graduate, not us? Somewhere along the line, the system just didn't work. And I'm just saying because I took the time to talk to the counselors, I took the time to come in and walk with them and talk to the different people. But how many other parents haven't taken the time to come talk to them? How many more students are out there that they don't have the time, or maybe they don't speak the language, and they don't have the time, they just go by whatever the system tells them. They tell them, you know what, your kid's not able to graduate, he's not going to graduate, and that's that. And they go. My son right now, had I not walked in here today, would have been taking 2 biology classes to make up. But because of the fact that I was able to find those errors, and they were able to sit with me and find those errors, he's only taking one class, as a summer class, and it's mythology. I mean, it's significant. And that'll do it. That'll make it up. And it was really hard for me to come in because I don't want to blame anybody for anything, but something has to be done as far as, okay, one person's gone, someone else has to cover, and all these group of kids that are being taken care of by this counselor are just dropped. I don't think that's fair. And my son was devastated. I mean, and the other thing, the counselor, why didn't they speak to me, the parent, and tell me, you know what, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. You know, your son was not supposed to graduate. No, they call my house and they tell my son, are you Anthony Alvarez? Yes. Well, you know what? You're not supposed to graduate, so you have to show up to summer school tomorrow. He's devastated. What happened? You know, I got the ceremony. They told us, if your name is called, that means you're graduating. What's happening to the system? I mean, what do we do as a parent? I did everything. I contacted the counselors when I was supposed to. I called his progress report, his grades, and they told me, you know what? The grades aren't in. The grades aren't in. What are you supposed to do? How am I going to justify to my son that this has happened to him based on the fact that we followed everything he was supposed to do, but somewhere along the line someone just dropped it, or several people just dropped it? How do you tell that to your son that wants to go on to college or wants to continue in education? And that's why I had a really I don't want to blame anybody, but you know what? I wonder how many more kids are out there that are in the same boat.
We appreciate you coming in and talking with us. Let me just state a couple things. First off, without knowing anything more or having a chance for us to go and review what went on, what happened, so that we can make a correction if something did happen, I just want to say on behalf of us, we're very sorry that happened.